investigation. Out of the 12 patients, we have 8 civilians, people that were in the home at the time of the fire, and 4 police officers. Now I'll let Chief Piggott talk about later how the police officers sustained smoke inhalation. The fire was extinguished in about 15 minutes. All 12 people received advanced life support treatment on the scene and transported to a local hospital within 25 minutes. Right now we have staff at the scene that are investigating the fire. The home is owned by the Tawhid Center, a faith-based religious organization that is directly across the street. Due to those circumstances, the ATF is automatically notified of all fires associated with places of worship. They arrived on scene and spoke with our investigators that are at the scene, that consists of both Farmington Hills firefighters that are trained in fire investigation, and also Farmington Hills police detectives. Our investigative team has not noticed anything suspicious upon their first look, although since the ATF was on the scene and offering up their services for investigative help, we took advantage of their help. So that is the reason that ATF is currently on the scene assisting our investigators, and nothing should be read any further as far as their involvement on the scene. So I can report on the civilians that were transported. There are 8 of them. They range in age from 32 years old to 5 months. Currently there are 3 that are in critical condition. 3 are stable, and I'm happy to report that 2 have been discharged. I'll like to introduce Chief John Piggott from Farmington Hills Police, and he'll talk about some of the police department's involvement this morning.
Good afternoon. Thank you for coming today. As Chief Unruh stated, just before 5 a.m. this morning, officers responded to the 2900 block of 10 Mile on a reported house fire. All the available officers working had responded to that area. Our officers were on site to render aid within 90 seconds of the dispatch call. I am going to take a moment to talk about the heroism officers that they showed this morning. However, I'm going to start with the video. I think that best kind of shows what everybody was dealing with at that time, and then I'll go into a little bit more detail following that.
Where are they? I don't think they're saying there's kids inside.
Okay, has anyone located the
I don't think this is. I don't think this goes through. You're good, you're good. Police, come here! Get down on the ground. Crawl here, crawl here! Crawl here! You good? Crawl here! Where are you? Crawl here! Hey, give me the kid! Stay low, honey, stay low. Get her out. Get her, come here. Help me lift the guy. Where is he? Right here. You're good if you stay low. There's a girl here. Lift him up. No, lift him up. She's underneath him. Hold on. Hang on. Here, sweetie, sit up. Try and sit up. Hang on. She's wedged. You climb over here.
Climb over him.
Climb over him.
Go that way. Go that way. All the way. Go that way.
Are you stuck under him, honey? Go, Todd.
Dude, Carol down.
Get her, Fisher.
Anyone else in here?
There's one right here.
Get her out. Get her out. Here.
Give me her.
Get her out.
Give me her.
No, this way.
This way.
There's that door right here, guys.
There's that back door and open door back here. Can we get him?
He's stuck somewhere.
He's pinned with his foot right there. Yeah, you're right. Oh, bro, it's falling down. He's
stuck. After
we gotta move. Turk, turn this way. Turk, we gotta go. Turk, we gotta go. You got it? Here. 506, disregard, we're extracting him now. But we're getting him out. Here. Move. You got him? Come here with me. Come to me. Come with me. No, he's not. He's up. Come on. Crawl. Is that the last man? Small? Where? How many family members total in the house?
3 men.
3 men?
2 women.
2 women?
2 guys.
2
children.
506. We have 2 men in the back. There should be 1 man in the front, 2 women, 3 children total. We have 2 men with us. I need to count. Here, guys, you guys gotta get up. You guys gotta get up. Walk away from the house.
Anyone still in here?
Where?
Where are you? Jacob, is that you? Yeah. We're good here. Is there anyone else in there?
We don't know.
He said. You guys need to get out of there.
Go to the front and get a head count. Go to the front. Get out. Let's close this door and stop the back. All right.
764.
So as you can tell from that video, this is a very intense moment when the officers get there. The house is obviously fully engulfed in flames. Black smoke is pouring out all of the windows. And obviously the first reporting officers that are arriving on scene are being told that there are still people inside of the house. From that video, I think you can see how quickly they reacted. Without any hesitation or care for their own well-being, those officers forced entry into that home and immediately got down on the ground and started crawling into the dark smoke of that house, seeking out the people that were inside. I have no doubt in my mind that if the officers were not actively tugging on them and calling to them and pulling them, they would have had no way to know how to get out of that household. Without the flashlights and the calling for help and the pulling of them, I feel that there's no doubt in my mind that we would have at least 3 fatalities of people that were still inside that house. It just goes to show the dedication that our officers have every day, that go out there and without a second thought to their own safety, going into an environment that, truly we are not firefighters. The risk of going into households like this that are under flames and smoke, the fire department will tell you it's the toxic chemicals that are in the smoke that are every bit as much danger than the flames themselves. And you can see that rolling black smoke that's going over them every second that they're in there, and yet they did not come out. They kept pursuing and penetrating into that house trying to find more people. For that, I couldn't be more proud of the way our officers responded to this event today. I am here, though, to tell you that there is some concern that we have with our officers. As the fire chief said, 4 officers were transported to the hospital, to Corwell Hospital in Farmington Hills, to receive emergency medical aid. Since then, 3 have been transferred to Detroit Receiving Hospital's burn unit on ventilators due to the fact of trouble with their breathing and inability to keep their airways open. So as of right now, we have 3 in serious but stable condition being treated at the Detroit Receiving Hospital in their burn units, 1 who is being continually monitored. So the heroes that I'd like to point out today is Officer Devin Hunt, photographed up here, Officer Nate Shingleton, Officer Turk, and Officer Bukai. Officer Turk, Shingleton, and Hunt right now are on ventilators. Officer Buchai, is currently under observation at the hospital. So I do ask for all the support of the community. I hope for their thoughts and prayers for these officers, and we are praying for not only their full recovery after this incident, but the full recovery of all the innocent people that were trapped inside of the home that are now currently at the hospitals in University of Michigan hospital centers. With that, we can open up for questions.
What are the first names of the other two officers? You said
I'm sorry.
Kevin, Nate.
It's Antonetta, I'm sorry. And Officer Turk goes by Dean. It's Muhadin, but we call him Dean. So Dean Turk, D-E-A-N, is what we call him. So.
Whose body cam were we watching?
I'm sorry, yeah. So that was Officer Hunt's body cam. He was one of the first in there, and we have the others available also. It was just, which one was the best to show you 4 minutes right now, but we have additional that you can look at also.
And
to
who
see
was
what
with Officer Hunt?
So the first three that went in, that was Officer Shingleton, Turk, and Hunt were the first three in on that camera view. Officer Buchai, she was on the opposite side of the residence, so she was standing in one of the doorways calling to the residents in the smoke, trying to guide them out of the house additionally. So that's where she received so much smoke inhalation from her position.
What's your reaction? We have a family friend who said there's no doubt, in at least his mind, that they would have died. This would have been fatal if it weren't for them.
Yeah, I don't think, watching it, that's the benefit of having body cams. You can hear the stories, and when you sit back and you watch the videos, and being someone who's been on the road, we've been to fires like this, you see how quickly these things can happen. Sometimes fires look worse during the daytime. When it's nighttime and you can't see the volume of smoke coming out, it's misleading when they're getting there. Obviously with this, with the amount of flames coming out of the house, they knew that this was basically a fully engulfed residence. And yet, when you kick the door, you have no idea what you're expecting. And so the fact that they're hearing this, and they're humans, they hear this and they know there's people inside. We don't have anything that can help us breathe in these situations. We know the fire department's coming, but in a situation where 90 more seconds, maybe they're all dead. If they did not kick the door and take those 2 minutes in there and start digging through and start pulling them out, there's no doubt. There's no way for the people inside, to know how to get out of that house. It was fully filled with smoke. They had obviously lost track of where they were. You could almost see by the body position of some of the victims that it looked like, in the one case right here, it looked like the gentleman was carrying the girl and collapsed on top of her. And so when he went down, not only was he trapped in the residence, pinned between a cabinet, he's approximately 300-pound man laying on top of a girl who's now been breathing. And now our guys are lying on their stomachs trying to pull a 300-pound guy to safety with a girl underneath him. And so you can imagine the stress that they're under at that time, because you don't know how the flames are moving towards you. You don't know what you're inhaling. They're having a hard time breathing, but yet the information is there's still 3 people in the house. So even if they get those 2, they still know there's somebody else there. So, I think this kind of just goes to the selfless nature of our public servants, is that without a second thought, they ran in there. And right now, the hard part is that we have 3 people on ventilators, and we hope they're going to recover from that. So, but that it goes to show what kind of men and women that we have working here, that they were willing to do that. And, as their condition progressively got a little worse, I was able to talk to them all today, but, this is the nature of fires and inhalation, is that those effects come on over hours sometimes. And over the last few hours, their condition were getting worse and worse until they had to be transferred. But every one of them wasn't asking questions about themselves. They were asking what was going on with the family, did they make it? So that kind of shows where their hearts and their minds are.
Do you do a lot of fire training with your officers, train with the fire department for these types of scenarios?
We do train with the fire department, so we are aware of the risks that go in.
That was the city of Farmington Hills update on the house fire that injured 12 people, including 4 officers this morning. We just saw a powerful and emotional body camera video. Our Gino Vici is at that press conference. He will continue to follow this story and bring you more details starting on CBS News Detroit at 4.